Apex, Respawn, EA, they all love money, so it makes sense there's lots of pay-to-win items in Apex. From the obvious ones like weapon skins that have better iron sights, over to the more obscure ones like finishes, skydive trails, and well, a lot more. So let's go look at every single pay-to-win item in Apex to give you guys the biggest advantage possible.
In months, y'all. I so red I can't see what's real. Roll me up a blunt, dog.
Before we get into the unique, special, super rare, and unknown pay-to-win skins, let's start off with the basic ones. First up, all the pay-to-win skins for ARs. Flatline. Of course, the two major ones are Heatsink and Heavy Metal, being the reactive skins from the Season 4 Battle Pass. Once upon a time, these were the most insane pay-to-win skins in the entire game. They did recently get a nerf, but they are still extremely good. As you can see, the model of the weapon is much slimmer to give you better vision of what's around you while you're shooting, and the iron sight is much more open, especially at the top. Then we have the Teal Zeal, which is arguably my favorite flatline skin. The sight on this is absolutely nuts. It's super skinny, super open. It's really, really nice. Although there is the small downside to the body of the weapon being a little bit thicker and a little bit bigger compared to the default model, but up near the iron sight, it's a lot more open, especially on the left-hand side where the two little turny wheels are not there at all. Then we have Slaver's Lance as well, which you got for buying the Champions Edition of the game, which once again, while it may have a little bit more chunky of a body, up near the top left, those two turning wheels aren't there, so you'll have more vision around your target as you try and shoot. And I also want a debunker skin as well. Clenched Fist has been said to be a pay-to-win flatline skin, but as you can see here on screen, it is not. Up next, we have the Hemlock, which has two pay-to-win skins, although I will be honest, they're not the biggest pay-to-win skins. The Cardiac Assault and Redline. They're both missing the wheel on the top left near the reticle, so you have more vision of what's around you and what you're shooting at. Sadly, there are no other pay-to-win skins for the other ARs, so let's jump over to the SMGs, and up first, the Prowler. The Prowler has Dark Fright, which is a much nicer, skinnier, cleaner skin with slightly more open sights to allow you to see what you're shooting at. Next up in the SMG category, we have the Alternator, arguably my favorite gun and one of the best guns to fight off spawn with. The Alternator has two pay-to-win skins, being Lead Res and the Galvanizer. The reason these skins are pay-to-win are extremely simple. The sights are just more open, which allows you to see the enemies better while you're target acquisitioning, tracking them, and shooting. Up next is the Vault, which has two pay-to-win skins, pretty similar to the Hemlock that we looked at earlier. They're not the biggest, but first up is Green Surge. It's missing the wheel on the left side of the body, so you can see more of what you're shooting at. Then there's Bee Sting, which is a little controversial, but in my opinion, the most pay-to-win Vault skin. In comparison, the body is a lot slimmer, especially around the top near the reticle, but the sights of the reticle are a little bit fatter and a different shape compared to the original, meaning some people don't like it as much, but personally for me, I think it's the most pay-to-win Vault skin and it's just a fantastic skin in general. The next SMG with pay-to-win skins is the car. Its first one is Outlands Obliterator. The body of the weapon is ever so slightly slimmer as it covers up the big circle wheels on the side, making them very slightly smaller, and the iron sights themselves are more open, giving you more vision at what you're shooting at. And the last SMG with a pay-to-win skin, the R99. Quickly, thank you to GameSir for sending me out their new G7HE controller. Along with sending it to me, they've asked me to simply give my honest thoughts on it, so here they are. To start with, it's cheap. 70 bucks AUD. That's like 35, 40 USD, which is extremely cheap compared to the high-end controllers these days, and a lot cheaper than even just a basic normal Xbox controller. My favorite thing about it so far is the Hall Effect sticks, which basically means no stick drift, and they feel like super smooth. It's also like crazy customizable when it comes to the actual buttons. It's got the two, standard buttons on the back that you can use and map to anything, but with its software, you can map literally every button, even the sticks, to whatever you like. And of course, you can create a profile so you or your friends can have different profiles. And my favorite features in this customizable software as well, it's for the triggers. They have different modes and sensitivities that you can set. So for FPS games, they have the hair trigger setting, which basically means faster reaction time so you can shoot people better. Then they have a setting that's customizable for racing games to give you more control over what you're doing with the triggers. Honestly, it's great. I really like this controller. It's extremely good value for money. I'd highly recommend it, and thank you guys for sending it out to me. And the last SMG with a pay-to-win skin, the R99. It has multiple pay-to-win skins, but it does have two default legendary pay-to-win skins, being the Outlands Avalanche and the Kill Switch. These have much more open and nice sights, so you can see what you're shooting at, but they do have a big pipe on the side which obstructs your vision and doesn't allow you to see as much as other skins. And that is where the Season 7 reactive skins come in. They were in the Battle Pass. They have no pipe on the side, but also have the good iron sights, allowing you to see on your side what's going on and what you're shooting at much better. They are called the Revolutionary and Cutting Edge. They do have some glowy effects on the gun skin when it levels up, but they're not too noticeable, and it's definitely a good pay-to-win skin. Along with this, we also have the Season 4 Battle Pass. All the Battle Pass skins for the R9, 0 point. It has a much more vertical shaped iron sights and is extremely good. Lastly, there is one new pay-to-win skin for the R99 Mystic Coil, and it's definitely pay-to-win as the only way to get it is with exotic shards. It's the same as the Outlands Avalanche, for example, where it's got the pipe on the side but the much skinnier and more open sights, and is the same as my favorite one, Totally Gnarly. The only difference being is it's a reactive skin, so it upgrades and changes as you kill people. Now, let's jump over to the pistols, and before we get to the Wingman and its silly amount of pay-to-win skins, let's have a look at the RE45 and one of the newer pay-to-win skins in the game. Lupine Luxury came out in the Dress to Kill event of 2023. This skin has much more open iron sights to allow you to see what you're shooting at better, and thus the pay-to-win iron sights. It also looks absolutely insane. Now, let's jump over to the P2020, where I want to debunk a skin that is being said to be pay-to-win where it's really not, as there are no pay-to-win skins for the P2020, and that is Loba's signature weapon skin, Ivory Fang. It's said to have a slightly skinnier body and better iron sights with 2 green glowing dots, so you can see in the dark better what you're shooting at, but the reality is it has basically the exact same body as the default P2020 skin and the same 2 little green dots. It does have a skinnier body and the 2 green dots compared to some, legendary skins that don't, but overall, it's exactly the same as the basic and not really a pay-to-win skin. On that note of debunking possible pay-to-win skins, the newest P2020 skin, Gemstone Cutter, that came out in the current milestone event, could be considered pay to win, but in reality, I don't think it is. Maybe you could argue the 2 glowing dots are slightly lower, so you could see more, but it's a very small argument if so. Last up in the pistols, we have everyone's favorite, the Wingman. It has 2 pay-to-win skins. These are both legendary skins that you can unlock with, your crafting materials, or you can buy with real money, and that is going to be Merciless Wing and Death Ray. These also have an endless amount of recolors that you can buy as well, but they are better skins largely because the body is so much smaller and slimmer compared to the fat Wingman in quotation marks you can see on the side there, giving you more vision of what you're shooting at, and the iron sights are so clean, they're absolutely awesome to use. The Wingman has 6 recolors that are pay to win, the first 4 being Brass Beast, Red Rocket, the Dismantler, and Sunburst. Then it has 2 that are reactive skins, Attention to Detail and Precision Caliber, that originally came as a Battle Pass reward. Now quickly, semi-pay-to-win Wingman skins. There are 28 of them. Yes, 28. Here you can see me quickly scrolling through them. Yes, that's right, there's 28 of them, they've all come out in events and whatnot, and they basically just have sights that are not too bad, definitely better than default, they're definitely skinnier than default, but they're not as good as the mega pay-to-win ones. You can see on screen here a couple of examples as well. Pistols down, and now we go to the opposite end of the spectrum with the LMGs, the light machine guns. First up, the Diio. The Diio has 3 pay-to-win skins, and those are Hot Streak, the Lead Farmer, and Tidal Wave. All 3 of these are insane, but which one of the 3 is the most pay-to-win? Well, that's going to be down to personal preference. If you want to skinny your body to the weapon so you can see more of what's around you while you're shooting, you're going to use either Tidal Wave or the Lead Farmer. Whereas Hot Streak offers you a more open sight so you can see more of what's in your target while you are shooting, but it does have a chunky body. Jumping over to the Spitfire, there are 2 major pay-to-win skins, being the Continuum and Heavy Construct. Both of these open up the eyesight so much more, so you're able to see what you're shooting at, especially when the muzzle flash is going on when you're shooting, so you can track the player so much better, and even realign your aim when required to. Lastly, for the LMGs, we have a pay-to-win skin for the L-Star. If you're not using the L-Star at the moment, you definitely should. This weapon is absolutely insane. A little bit of recoil to it, but absolutely amazing gun at medium range, long range, and even close range with hip fire. The pay-to-win skin is that of Beyond the Wheel. This skin opens up the iron sights much more and just allows you to see what you're shooting at. As always, it's absolutely awesome. Go give it a try. Sniper rifle time, and this is where some of my favorite pay-to-win skins in the entire game come along. First up, we have the longbow and the pay-to-win skin, McFly. First off, the name is insane and awesome, McFly. Who doesn't love that? And the iron sights for this are absolutely awesome. They, once again, as always, open them up more so you can see what you're shooting at, and they just look sick in general. Definitely equip this skin. Oh, I almost forgot to say, on the left side of this McFly skin for the longbow, there's also no massive wheel like there is on the base model. Then, for the Sentinel, we have 3 pay-to-win skins. They're going to be Roll Cage, Golden Spine, and Bio Chance. All 3 of these are absolutely awesome, and as always, open up the sight a lot more, allow you to see what you're shooting at and give you better vision of people in your crosshairs. I personally love Roll Cage for this. It's an awesome looking skin in general, so that's my big recommendation to equip. And once again, all 3 of these skins don't have the circles that are on the side of the base model, so you have more vision to see what you're shooting at. Marksman Weapon pay-to-win skin time. We'll start off with the 30-30, which has 2 pay-to-win skins. First up being the Bullet Train, and then the Wild West. Both of these skins open up the iron sight so you can see what you're shooting at better, you can acquire your targets better, and ultimately just farm those kills much easier. And once again, with the pay-to-win skins, there's no big circle on the left-hand side, so you're able to see more and see your enemies better, so you can kill them better. That's all the pay-to-win skins there are for the marksman weapons, and now we move over to arguably the biggest pay-to-win skins in the entire game, and definitely my favorite, the shotguns. First up, we have the PK with the two pay-to-win skins, Superstar and Lone Star. Both of these are legendary skins that you can either buy with Apex coins and money, or you can save up your legend tokens to buy. They make the body of the PK so much smaller and slimmer, so you can see everything around your screen so much more. And along with this, they also open up the iron sight and make the iron sight much better as well. So unless you're Fade who can run the chunky skins and kill everyone, I highly recommend using these. Then for the massive, we have the Tombstick, which slims down the entire body of the skin in general and has insanely good iron sights as well. Definitely go give that one a check out. As you can see on screen here, it's amazing. There's also the Bone Breaker, which came out in a recent collection event, which is very similar to the Tombstick in having a much slimmer body, so you can see more of what you're shooting at. And after that, we have the Eva, with one of my favorite pay-to-win skins going around. The Blunderbuss skin for the Eva is absolutely awesome. It's pirate, it's got a skull on it, it makes the body a lot thinner, it's awesome. Definitely give it a go. But that is not where the pay-to-win of Apex ends. There are also pay-to-win finishers in Apex. Yes, finishers. With these select finishers, they allow you to get a free thirst on someone. When you start doing the finisher and then instantly cancel it, it'll make the down player do a 180 on the ground so that when they put their knockdown shield straight up, it's facing the wrong way and you can first them for free. These pay-to-win finishers are Bloodhound's Clean Kill and With Honor, Mirage's Striker Pose and Smooth Moves, Maggie's Renewed Hostility and Hello from Salvo, Ash's Sight Unseen, Vantage's How Dare You, and Bang's Close Quarter Combat. Talking about finishers, they're not all the same length either. Some are faster to finish than others. Looking at you guys out there. Wait, what? What? Huh? On screen is the list of a few because I couldn't find them all, but you guys can test that yourselves and don't finish too fast. But the pay-to-win doesn't even stop there. Finishers wasn't enough. Skydive emotes are also pay-to-win. There are some skydive emotes like this one for Loba, for example, right here, that when you're diving through the air, so coming off a jump balloon or whatnot, you'll move around to make yourself harder to hit, because if someone hits a big beam and you're dead. But if you're Loba skydive emoting and moving around side to side, throwing her bracelet, jumping here, jumping there, doing this, doing that, she's going to be ridiculously hard to hit. Almost every legend has one of these that's going to be pay-to-win, so make sure go equip these and make yourself next to impossible to hit while in the air. On the other side of all this, there are pay-to-lose skins in Apex, and largely these are going to be the reactive skins. Don't get me wrong, there are a couple of ones like the R9 one we showed you earlier, but there are ones like R301, the Devotion, and also the PK, which take up more of your screen and have visual effects that go everywhere. This is also the same with the Vault and the Havoc, I believe, as well. It makes it harder to see your enemies, harder to track them, harder to hear them, and all that kind of stuff, so make sure you don't use these. Another big one as well is going to be a lot of the Mastiff skins, which I spoke about earlier, that had the little camera, the little screen on the side. Once again, takes up more of your screen. You don't want to use them. So just keep your eye out and make sure you're not using those. If I helped you find any new gun skins you didn't know about to use, maybe drop a sub to the channel and let me know in the comments below which ones they were. Anyway, keep being awesome, guys. Much love.